Hi, I'm Andy Leonard. I'm talking to you from my garden in Ellon, Aberdeenshire. It's the 15th of May, a rather blustery morning. I'm starting the tour of the garden up near the house by the patio. Immediately to the left of the patio is an area that used to be the kids' den, now planted up with plants that survive okay underneath the yew tree, camellia in a pot. And then down here we've got various brunneras, epimediums, there's an acer in a pot, azaleas, rhododendrons and a tree fern. Swinging round onto the patio where I'm particularly keen on acers, and there are several acers in pots, and this is a nice large one. Below that, some hostas that are now coming really well into leaf, and so far the snails have left them alone. Swinging round over here we've got Iris Kent Pride coming into bud, that'll be flowering the next couple of weeks. There's agapanthus, roses up by the door, these are Della Balfour. And further around on the patio, two big acers in pots that have survived the cold, dry weather that we've had really very well. Lots of other pot plants, and the white tulips are white triumphator, which I think are great. They're tall, strong, and stand up and make a really nice splash against everything else. Various other plants in pots, enkianthus, acers, grasses, some restios over here, more hostas and so on. And looking down the steps, down underneath the pergola, which is covered with roses and clematis and honeysuckles, they're not now coming on very well. Shifting down, there's a magnolia black tulip that flowered really very well, but the leaves are looking a little bit poorly, and I think it's the very cold, dry weather that we've had has caused the problem. And a hellebore bed, yeah, it's coming on very well. Down under the pergola, peonies coming into bud, they'll be flowering in the next couple of weeks. A few trilliums doing nicely. Just move on down underneath the pergola, past some geums, tulips, Ile de France, crabapple, very well in bloom. There's a little pond, complete with otter tadpoles. We had 100 frogs in the garden this spring, and they've produced lots of frog spawn, and now we're getting lots of tadpoles. Looking back up the garden to the bed next to the pergola, planted with Stipa gigantea and various other space fellas, and they're coming on great. Swinging around to the wildflower beds, there are two here, one is new, one is having its second year. These are planted up with British native wildflowers, and behind it a bed that's seedlings coming up, and that's planted with non-native plants from Victorian meadows. Past the flowering cherry, down to the daffodils that are now all finishing, of course, to the other ponds at the bottom of the garden. Bog garden that I've redone, planted largely with primulas and Iris sibiricas, rhododendron behind it. Newer big pond that's had some replanting this year, and then behind that go down to a hedge at the bottom of the garden and a strip that I sort of, perhaps laughingly, a woodland edge, planted up with lots of hellebores, primulas, not euphorbias, pulmonarias, Solomon seal here, shuttlecock ferns, a rhododendron which hasn't flowered yet, hopefully it'll flower next year. Another acer, this is called Autumn Moon, a real beauty, it's just coming very nicely into leaf. swinging around more of the woodland edge with lots of bluebells in it, alleyballs, so on, sacks that I can't take to skip because it's closed with the lockdown, and then swinging around to the long path looking up the big border, and the big serenaded. The border's largely populated with herbaceous plants with some roses on these wooden towers. And swinging around to the other side, Rosa iceberg planted with catmint and peter. The roses, they're not looking terribly healthy, but I think the weather has not been very kind to them. Hopefully they'll improve. A little further up, another rose bed planted with lavender headcoat. Some of them haven't survived the winter too well either. And these roses have a little bit of a problem with discoloration around the edges of the leaves, which I think means they need a further dose of Epsom salts. I'm getting rather contrary advice from the RHS and the plant and the rose companies about what the problem is. So that's pretty much the end of the tour. So just a quick scan around the garden. Happy gardening, stay safe, and I'll probably do another one of these in about a month's time.